Guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren, and I don't know how to say that in Portuguese, so that's the best you're gonna get, but look what we have here. It's a subscriber replay feature, and look who we have here. It's MikeGoesBoom of all people. Yes, he actually emailed me this replay and told me to take a look at it, and here we are. So it's a tidy little battle that Mike had in his F5, or should I say his MiG-28, as you can see here. So, taking off and using the fairly common tactic of staying low and building up speed rather than climbing in jets. Get the speed up first and then go for a zoom climb if necessary. Otherwise, just keep your speed. Speed is life when it comes to jet combat, and it proved to be fairly useful here. Also, pretty common tactic to take off, stay low, and head straight in for the bomb zones, because most likely an attacker is going to come in for them and try to make the dive in for the fast, quick RP, and you'll never believe what happened next. An attacker dove in and went for the fast, quick RP strike on the bomb zones. Imagine that, huh? And there he is now. So, as you can see, the missiles for the F5 are not all that bad, although they're not guaranteed either. But watch this missile track here. It's a thing of beauty. I think Mike was being a gentleman here and letting the guy get his bombs off. But there's the kill. And there's something goofy with the replay. I think it might have been a slightly different game mode than what my game client is at, because it does this goofy little hiccupy thing that it's doing right there for a little bit at the beginning. Also, the replay itself didn't actually work, so I had to pull this off of the War Thunder Replays website, but it did work there. It's got a little bit of hitch and a hiccup in it, but the second part of this is actually pretty clean, so it's not too bad. So, you can see an F4 down low, being chased by multiple other, and MiG-23 coming in fast and low, and Mike's going to drop in on him, because that's probably the most dangerous thing out there with the long-range IR missiles that it has, if it has them available. Maybe not necessarily the most dangerous thing. The most dangerous thing is probably a MiG-21 with 6 aphids, but anyway, like I said, the Sidewinders aren't 100% reliable. And I've never seen a fighter pull a maneuver like that at such speed, but hey, good for the MiG-23. And the tail chase is on. Now, this is something else with the replay. All the dings, like critical hits and stuff, it's every time somebody in the battle gets a critical hit, it's making a noise in this replay. There's nothing I can do about that except just say you can tell that it's obviously not anything that Mike is doing. But high-speed chase with the MiG-23M. The MiG-23M is running for the border of the map, trying to wait for a teammate to get there and help him. And he's not exactly successful, but he's not exactly unsuccessful either. You'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, edge of the map reached. Turn around, dive back down after him, and there's a teammate that gets there, but the teammate in the J7 is also being chased by some of Mike's teammates, and it just sort of turns into a furball, and the MiG-23 eventually escapes. Also, he's just a little bit faster than Mike, I think, and Mike can't quite catch him and get within gun range. Also, the J7 is firing missiles to help discourage Mike from a straight-up tail chase, so there is that, too. You can see now the MiG-23's got his speed up from the dive, and he's going to get away now. So, J7E coming in a little tight. It's got 2 teammates chasing after it, missiles away. And they at least drove it away off. MiG-23 is able to reverse and dive back in, get back into the fight here. And the J7 is going to break and run. And as Mike drops in behind him, he's just about got him. Just about got him, but the MiG-21 can do some goofy little maneuvers there for a Delta Wing airplane. But he does get picked off by a friendly, so J7E is no longer an issue. Now, about that MiG-23. Ah, he's coming back for the old head-on. He got thrown off a little by Mike's teammate there, but probably all for the best. And now the MiG-23 is putting his engine power to some good use and climbing away and basically just deciding when to engage, which is probably a good time to decide to not engage with him. He is clearly running back RTB. He's definitely out of missiles. He said later in the battle that he was stock syndrome, so he was guns only, and he may or may not have been empty of guns there, or he may have just decided, get out of here while the getting's good. So Mike and his teammate, who is remaining, decide to also head back and land, rearm, repair, refuel, etc. Get while the getting's good, so... There's a little tip and a tactic for you guys that Mike does here. The replay sound won't actually shut off, but he shut off his engine here just in case any of those guys had a long-range IR missile tracking in on them, so it wouldn't get a good lock. So if you're landing and you're not entirely sure where all the enemies are, good idea to just cut your engine early and not give them that hot exhaust to go after with any long-range sort of IR trackers. Nice aggressively slowed down landing approach there. I like it. And cannon braking is always, always good. And he is fully rearmed, even though in the replay it doesn't look like he has any missiles on the wingtip rails. They are, in fact, there. I don't know why the replay doesn't show. It's just some error in the replay system, I guess. But a little nimble fighter like the F5 gets off the ground in a big ol' hurry when it's not carrying any drop tanks or external ordnance. It's one heck of a sweet little fighter. In real life, as well as the game. It just doesn't carry a lot of ordnance, and it can't go very far, so it doesn't have a lot of combat endurance in real life, but it's a good little interceptor that can get up to altitude real fast, and it's a good little dogfighter. There's a reason we used it as an aggressor for such a long time. And there's a reason that we still use the trainer derivative even today for jet pilot training. It's a nice steady climb with afterburner off, conserving fuel and engine temperature for when he really needs it. Just steadily gaining altitude here and getting up above where the enemy's taken off. Expecting them to come in low and fast, and lo and behold, they played right into it. I don't know if you guys can see the dot, but there's one coming in low just under his nose right now. And there he is. I don't think this MiG-21 ever even saw him. He's going after the other F5 coming in behind Mike, and I don't think he ever even had any idea that Mike was above him. I think he was just completely locked in on the other F5. I don't even think he had any idea right here. Surprise! You can see the other guys are still dots on the airfield a long ways away, repairing and refueling and etc. So, got a little bit of time to reset and get up to altitude, and here comes the previous MiG-23 coming back in. High speed rejoining the fight. So remember, Mike still has one Sidewinder left on the right wingtip rail and a bunch of cannon rounds. A little bit of fancy dancy dancing. Get out of gun solution for the MiG-23. Put a bunch of cannons after him and fire off the last missile. And the Sidewinders just seem like they don't really like this MiG-23's exhaust very much, because that's two misses with the darn things. Also, the chat down at the bottom was pretty hilarious. So as you can see, the other two are taking off from the airfield. The MiG-23, who's up in the engagement, is just trying to buy time for them to get up to altitude. And they're not going to fall for it here. Here comes the second MiG-23, coming in fast with missiles launched. No problem, nothing that a little bit of flares can't deal with. And that's a couple of missiles gone quickly that are no longer a threat. And here's where things get really interesting. So those of you who have actually stuck around this battle long enough to get to this point, strap in and keep your eyes on the screen because you're in for a treat. So pair of MiG-23 is getting in tight on the friendly F-5. It was able to maneuver underneath them, cut back around, and their speed is playing against them a little bit here, but they're slowing down as hard as they can to get those wings swept forward and get maneuverability out. And the third MiG-23 comes in now. And unfortunately, his missile connects on Mike's buddy. So it is now a 1v3, a single F-5 against 3 MiG-23s. And things are about to get dicey and hilarious. Good old-fashioned gunfight. So you can see a missile coming in from the most distant and a missile coming in from the closest. A little bit of efficiency there with the flares. The flares were able to dodge too. And we get one MiG-23 into an overshoot. He wisely does not track in front of Mike's guns, although he does get in front of him for a second, and that keeps him chasing away. Another missile coming in hot and decoyed away with the flares. And a little bit of a head-to-head aspect. And get low, get fast. Do not give up your airspeed. But also, do not get too far away from them. So a little bit of turning here, tight turning, turn and burn as hard as you can. Throttle to the firewall, and head on with this guy. Some good hits on him. And as you can see, he's tumbling and twirling. He doesn't have any tail left. So that guy's done. Forget about him. Let him fall to the ground. Worry about the other two. He's not going to get back into this fight. This is real life. He'd already be ejected. So 1v2, there he goes. And a little bit of a scissors, although it didn't quite ever really develop into an actual scissors here, but it looked like it was going to start one. It's kind of a long, slow rolling scissors. But the MiGs weren't really cooperating to turn it into an actual scissors maneuver. Okay. Low and fast, get the speed built back up. Forced out in front a little bit from the MiG, but able to keep some maneuvering on him and stay out of his gun engagement envelope, no problem. Now you'll notice Mike's got his landing flaps down all the way as far as he can get them, and he's just biting every little bit of air he can bite to get this maneuverability up. So a little bit of speed built up here, keeping the flaps down and able to fake the nose down maneuver and then pull back into a nose up hard to throw the gunshot off. Sweet little maneuver there. The other MiG-23 doesn't quite have the gunshot, and then this little bit of a turn starts an actual scissors where the MiG-23 is slowly going to get forced out front. And just barely not able to get a hit there, but there's a decent hit. That should be a hit on his wing. He's rolling away. The other guy got an ineffectual hit on Mike there. And now this MiG-23 is in a lot of trouble. So, the odds are now even, yeah? And I thought, what a beautiful ending that would have been if he'd have picked off the other guy while rolling out of the kill on the second one, but not quite to be. However, as you can see, one MiG-23 left. Mike's building his speed back up a little bit to get a little bit of maneuverability. The MiG-23 is outdistant, coming back in for a head-on, and Mike's not dumb enough to fall for that. So stay low, stay underneath him, pull up out of his gunshot, and then roll in behind him, and Mr. MiG is in a bit of trouble now. As you can see, it's just a matter of seconds before he gets the nose round on him, and that's it. 1v3 clutch comeback complete. Well done, Mike. Something inspiring in Portuguese. There you can see. Last guy left alive. Climbing to the sky in a stall. It's funny how long the tickets took to bleed down here. The tickets took longer to bleed down than Mike's engine speed did. So yes, there will in fact be a video of this battle, just not from the channel you expected it from. Ha-ha! Thanks for the chance to show this video, Mike. So here's the stats. That's some pretty good gain there. As you can see, nice tidy little 5 kills, sweet little ace battle. Mission Maker, Survivor, Terror of the Sky, bunch of good wins there, and some friendly chat. Thanks very much to Mike for letting me feature the replay. Thanks to all of you for watching, and good luck to all of you out there with your air-to-air grinding. Take care, everybody. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.